Hello, and welcome to Trinity Continuum Aeon ASIYAH, presented by Simulacra Studios. I am your story guide, Scott. These are my players. When last we left, you guys had just arrived at the Aeon Leviathan Crackshot. Yeah, I mean, that's a weird name for a ship, but, maybe there's a reason for it. But yeah, so you guys, it is about a day or two before the ship is ready to make its jump to the Epsilon Iridani system, which, it has some interesting stuff going on, but our resident Clairsentient had himself a vision about it being important based off the boojum that has been plaguing his visions ever since that thing happened on Mars.
Yeah, just keep showing me my fiery death until I go there. So I guess I'll just keep going. I'll just don't go.
Yeah,
That's fine.
So yeah,
Fiery death, if you go in there, no.
but yeah, so two of our freelance scions, Alex and Vega, have gotten themselves jobs as compliance fulfillment scions on the FSS Mitch McConnell, a mining frigate that's going to be planning to be heading out for the outer system to survey the asteroid belt and start laying claims to material resources, whereas Asher and Damian have achieved a position on the Leviathan itself, essentially as pickup personnel and cargo moving to sort of combine their clairsentient and teleportational abilities to get stuff where it needs to go as the diplomatic flotilla, which is there to make contact with, assess a potential Nova Age colony on the habitable world that has been detected in the system.
I have an important question before we get started.
Sure.
Now, at the draw-in of our last one, I saw, was the entire flying through the universe part also part of the vision, or was that for more of a camera thing?
That was kind of more of a camera thing.
That's probably for the best, because there would be a very large question about a very large biomechanical mass.
Oh, no, that was the Leviathan.
Oh, okay, that wasn't...
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you saw.
Okay,
like,
I saw the
basically, like, your vision kind of starts when we got into Epsilon Iridani.
I was so much more worried.
No, that was the biomechanical mass was definitely the Leviathan jump ship. I mean, you wouldn't see apparatus anyway because, they're outside of the totality.
Yeah.
Hate that.
Love it.
But anyway.
Demon powers.
So, there's sort of a general quarters order. You're not, the only people on the attached ships are kind of like core crew. And that's generally a safety maneuver. They want to have as many people on the Leviathan as possible in case something goes wrong. And that way less people die in a freak transportation accident. Not that's going to happen. But
I know we get there.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's, it's not so much like a free-for-all, but most people on this vessel are in downtime. Prepping for their various missions. It's kind of a hurry up and wait scenario. And most of the people here are neutrals, obviously, but there's actually a good percentage of other scions, whose presence, you can definitely, when you pass them in the hall, it's not too hard to kind of like pick up a little twinge of, oh, that guy got the juice. That guy's, so yeah, I mean, these are people, some of these people you may know, or at least have had some previous experience of them. There's a mix of, a good mix of Psi Order representation. Here, various Psi Orders have interests in the Iridani mission. And sort of the commonality of it's not universal, but as you guys are going through the halls, going to the common area, getting to like the sort of the main galley, it's not hard to detect amongst the other members of the Psi Orders, both Psi and neutral alike. No one reaches out to you. No one really wants to talk to any of you. It's been hard since the thing that happened on Mars. Not a lot of, you don't think people like know what happened, but clearly the rumor mill amongst the rank and file of the Psi Orders, if they've heard of you, they haven't heard good things. So that's kind of sour.
So me walking on with a disassembled coil gun and a United an FSA case.
I mean, if that's how you brought that weapon on board, yeah, people wouldn't like it.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened. So
Yeah.
I'm not here to make friends.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, you gotta definitely have that. You had to spend a little bit of time going through with the ship's quartermaster about that. Your mission profile doesn't say anything about needing a. But
Hey, but I sure do have this targeting reticle gauntlet, and if a guy with more arms than sense, I bet you're gonna want me to pass.
yeah.
Can't deny that.
That's a good. No, as detected, and he eventually accedes to that. Just
I can be very convincing.
Be careful with it. But yeah, so yeah, I mean that there's amongst the people who you are fairly certain are members of Psi Orders, you guys aren't very popular. So that kind of sets the tone for this day and a half. So before jumping, does anybody want to?
Fine, they don't get tickets to our concert. They're a great bass player.
Yeah.
They're the same since the first one left.
Have band practice in the commissary, make everyone love it.
Yeah.
So does anyone have anything they want to do? Anyone in particular want to try and get to know on this ship? Any information you guys want to try and dig up, or anything of that nature before the ship takes the journey into interstellar space?
Well, I guess since it's not that hard, I'll just poke around. It's anyone got any focal crystals pinging on board?
Make me an attunement roll. The psi plus your highest mode.
Let's 2.
Yeah, on the Leviathan itself, you detect 2 focal crystals, which are very easy to track down. Do you still have focal crystal?
I have 1.
Yeah.
I don't have anything on it.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to scan through the ship. It's not hard. There are 2 people with focal crystals on the ship.
Now, to read those focal crystals, I would actually need. Do I need to get close to them?
Just within your attunement range, which is ridiculous.
All right. Well, I guess ain't nothing private in this world.
Yeah. You want to read those crystals?
Yeah, man. Why not?
Sure. One of them has one of the focal crystals has it has a strong noetic connection on it it has a strong noetic connection to a location on Luna. That seems to be what it's holding. Not the big one. The one that you still can't forget. It doesn't have that on it. But it's just probably someone's apartment or
Sure.
place on there. And the other one has a message from the Order, kind of a general update of give me an Enigmas roll, because it's very densely worded.
Yeah, it's a good thing I did all that time. Bible study. 3 hits.
3 hits. Okay. It is instructions to. After piecing through, you sort of get the impression that the person who this focal crystal has been given instructions to make sure that when one of the major docking rings no longer is necessary, to make sure that they implant the code that they've been given to that docking facility. And so you kind of afford to, like, someone thinks that at least one of these big ships is not going to be making it, and that when that becomes true,
Right.
they want to make sure that it gets programmed or something else.
Not my business. All right. Well, it might be my business, but yes, we'll see.
You're able to read that off. And shortly thereafter, there is your own focal crystal glows a little bit. Boop. This is you just sort of get a message. You sort of get this impression of this kind of willowy-haired young woman, kind of like just like giving you this kind of like wink and a shrug.
Yeah, I do.
Same.
Well, I mean, I try to put forward the impression of, hey, I know, but if you need help, I know it's me, but if you need help.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you like the focal crystal communication network. It's the loosest, hippy dippiest fucking thing in the world.
You were talking to each other with crystals.
It's meet cute on a cosmic level. But anyway, yeah. Does anyone else want to check anything out? Try and get digs for information. What's up?
I desperately want to find the shuttle that we're supposed to die on. And hopefully hijack Alex as well and see if we can make it less likely that something terrible will happen if we have to use this as our shuttle.
Sure thing. Let's see. Yeah, what would be a good rule for that?
I know the shuttle verse.
Yeah, like you're like tracking down what that shuttle is supposed to be based off sort of. Well, here's the thing.
Survival, but I don't want to
No, it's not survival. You're going off a vague description from Actual for what that shuttle is. So it's going to be a little difficult, but let's go ahead and call that enigmas.
Okay.
To try and like parse through the manifest data and like try and find something that matches it.
Ooh, okay. Enigmas.
Now the way teamwork, if anyone wants to help with this,
I don't know enigmas.
is basically you both roll your pools. And you essentially pool your successes together. It's actually pretty simple.
Okay.
If anyone wants to,
I'll help you since we're apparently doing this.
yeah,
Normal
Yep.
help.
Well, you would be the best one to like mechanically check it out.
Well, I'm also just good at enigmas.
yeah.
I am no brain good.
Okay.
But can I not use intelligence? Can I use cunning?
Sure.
Okay, cunning. Yay. That's the attribute I want everything to be if I can.
Okay.
So,
Okay. You guys basically start getting through the manifest, and it's easier. You find out why it's easier because that shuttle is currently docked on the Mitch McConnell, which you are not supposed to be on right now. But you know where it is, and you're looking at sort of the details on it, and yeah, this is the worst ship that either of you have ever seen.
oh God.
Its one virtue is that it is incredibly fast. It is sort of the it's kind of dual purpose is like escape shuttle / reconnaissance shuttle. But like you're checking it and you look at it, so like this thing has like really shoddy maintenance records. Like it's just not. It is a subpar shuttle. Like it has not been maintained. It didn't really get. It was a shoddy lemon of a ship when they bought it. It's just a shitty ship.
Okay, I think I understand why we exploded. Or might explode.
Guess we got hit going in a terrible ship. That thing's basically made of candy.
Now you're gonna have like once you get on the ship, like even like the McConnell is a big hulk of a ship, and it's gonna take a couple of days to get from where the Leviathan goes. Like you guys have access to like basic mission data and like where things plan to be. Like the McConnell has a flight plan. Like it's going to take a couple of days to get where it's going, which means you could potentially spend some time reinforcing that vessel
Side project.
during that time. Anyone else trying to figure stuff out or get in touch with people?
I'm going to be like honestly spending as much time as possible in very specific locations, trying to establish places that I can get us back to.
Okay.
Yeah. Totally one of those is totally not the room that I'm staying in.
Yeah. I mean, like it takes to sort of build up that familiar connection. It takes just a lot of like meditation and like just spending time familiarizing yourself with it, building a good, strong connection. And given that this is a biotech vessel, that's actually pretty easy to do. But it does take sort of concerted time of sort of like familiarizing yourself. So that is definitely something you could spend your time doing.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right. So anything else as the ship gets prepared to jump? All right, cool. So a couple day or so goes by. There's sort of a general alarm of, the ship is being prepared to activate its tester drives. Please get in your assigned quarters. Strap in due to any potential turbulence. Our psionically active members should brace themselves for disruption in the local noetic continuum.
It just occurred to Asher that would be a thing he would have to experience.
Indeed.
Oh, man.
So, you are given plenty of opportunity to get into kind of like a secure, strapped-in location. Any psi active members, get a little like pill cup dispensary for some mood calming, like. Yeah, like
Space Ativan.
Space Ativan. Yeah, absolutely Space Ativan.
I figure out how to get into the fence extra.
Safe whiskey.
You need mine too?
And there's a general countdown, 3, 2, 1, and then the world goes wonky. Everyone's perceptions of space and time dilate out. As the ship subsumes itself into the psionic medium and through jumping entanglements of psi and matter make its way from the Sol system to the Epsilon Eridani system. It's very hard to keep track of time while this is happening. It is definitely hard to sort of like keep an entirely good sense on your sense of identity and your relation to things. But eventually, much like the improbability drive, we return to normality. And you all have a slight headache from the transit. It is, neutral is generally like maybe they get an upset stomach from it. But you guys have extra senses. So, and it kind of plays hell on it.
As used to always knowing where.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, now I've been everywhere for a second.
Yep. And you have to remark, like, as impressive as this is, teleportation is so much cleaner than this. Like, it is like,
Yep, that is exactly as awful as I thought it was going to be.
yeah.
Good to know we'll never be replaced.
So you got, once the ship sort of shuttles in, you also detect a massive decrease in sort of like the well of psi energy, as the Tesser just sort of like emptied out its noetic reserves to enact this jump. And the Alex and Vega, you get pings on your mini comms of like reports to McConnell as we are going to be disengaging and heading to the outer asteroid belt within the hour.
I text you too, like our little group chat, like McConnell's about to leave.
You guys let me see ya.
I think they need to come with us.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, how do you guys want to proceed? Because
My stuff.
there are multiple ways you could do this. You guys can go, and they're with the capabilities of your friends here, they can just teleport later.
I mean, yeah, I can just open up a network, and we can just hang and wait.
Yeah.
Until it's time.
Or you guys can try and sneak on now. There's many opportunities and options for y'all.
Which way you guys want to go with this?
I prefer we stay together.
Okay.
Okay.
Our shuttle's
Also,
terrible.
if you guys still have headaches, I can fix that.
I'll work on it.
No, I like it.
I would like to be as clear cut as possible, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pulling us out of our...
I assume that would be very basic.
Yeah, no,
Not even.
It's. I mean, it'll go away on its own naturally, but you can just speed it up really quickly. Okay. So,
All three. When we get our quarters, I guess I can teleport there then, but just
I mean, yeah,
Let's just
we'll
not-
teleport over quick. We're not gonna. I don't see much need in sneaking around and trying to be, flim-flamming anyone if we can just, walk through all.
Here, this is you. I will take off like a trinket or something of mine, something I carry out on a regular basis, hand barrel it to you.
Okay.
Just an easier way for me to find exactly where you are.
absolutely. So you guys report to the docking ring leads out to the funnel. It's like this sort of like long umbilical cord reinforced with sort of hard tech reinforcements that leads to the outer airlock of the McConnell. And there are plenty of people. There's like a line that you guys get into of people and like other people with like cargo trucks making their way across the cable. It takes probably a good 40 minutes because most of the people were on the Leviathan.
Mm-hmm.
How are you guys carrying yourselves as you make your way onto the McConnell? Are you like trying to blend in, trying to make a scene about yourselves? What's the strategy for?
Just being casual.
Yeah,
Don't work long here.
Okay.
I'm doing my job.
Yeah. People are busy. Like they're trying to get their jobs done.
Probably offer somebody to help somebody, move their stuff, move their trolley full of stuff.
Yeah, no, it's appreciated. When you get to kind of like the security checkpoint of like the umbilical connection to the outer airlock, and like people are presenting their credentials, you kind of get to like the guy in charge of this security checkpoint, and he asks, hold out his data pad for scanning.
Hmm?
Okay, scans, like he looks at it, and he says, all right, you two, go. He indicates another security personnel. You two need to go with Sanchez here, and he'll perform your extra screening.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, you hear that over our lake.
Yeah. So yeah, you are you are told you're not supposed to have weaponry.
I left all my stuff with him.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm assuming that y'all did the smart thing and left all your good stuff. But yeah, so unless you're trying to sneak anything on in this at this point in the infiltration, then
I just have Damian's keychain.
yeah, it is a much longer than it should be. They're checking you multiple times. You get another lecture about the appropriate use of your psi abilities, and this is you will be if your psi abilities are needed, you'll receive instructions in this manner. If you feel the need to use it for something, then you should, here are the list of people on the various shifts that you should check with before using your psi abilities.
I actually do make a note of that. I write, or if he gives a list, or
he gives a
write
list.
it down or whatever.
He reinforces this is the penalty that you'll receive for unauthorized psi usage. Or
the link did not miss this.
It's basically it takes like almost until like the docking thing disengages and it's ready to go through this like screening and like lecture.
When he's lecturing, you just hear like girl from Ebony, the elevator music over the link. Wah 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 wah.
But yeah,
it's worse if you're one of my guys.
It's so yeah. And then you are sort of you were logged into the ship's internal system, which gives you the area where your bunks are, which are you are looking like at like the schematic of where your bunks are, and they're exactly where you expect them to be.
Sure.
Like in like the deepest fucking hole ship.
Private.
Private but noisy.
Right next to the engine.
And also like right off a main like thoroughfare for like maintenance and transport. So like
some of our band practice won't bother you.
Yeah. I mean, kind of, but it does mean people are like literally will be walking past your stuff. It's not like a place where people congregate.
Right.
But
we don't have a door.
You don't have a door. Yeah, you're not.
That was my question.
Yeah, you were sub lower decks. Yeah.
We'll have to go home at the end of the night.
Just dead after that.
I just thought I would throw your token into the shuttle and
that's where you guys are led to. You kind of got your duty roster signed up. It's very sparse. They don't have a lot for you to do. Generally, like you see, like check in with this life support system. That's like one of the very few pieces of biotech that's on this ship. Because fucking biotech life systems are like just infinitely better than anything else, because it's like literally like a tree that's growing throughout the place and makes oxygen better than any hard tech device could.
We don't like it, but it's convenient.
Yeah. But like they're just like check with this twice a day. Give it, slap your demon goo over it.
My wife said to me last night.
So like you're kind of like looking at this roster and like there's a lot of boredom. Like this is not an exciting job.
All right, so do I need to do drums, or do you want to do drums? I feel like we need some sort of percussion. Maybe we can just replace that with like a synth.
Which one of you has the shortest attention span? You. That's always the drummer.
Let's see if we can...
Long suffering sigh.
But yeah, so you are eventually, once you kind of guys get your gear stowed, are left to your own devices as the ship disengages from the Leviathan, and the like, especially where you guys are bunked, like you start to hear like the deafening roar of the engines kicking up as it begins its acceleration burn out into the asteroid belt.
I want to go exploring and try to look for the places that, say, one might teleport into or be good for us to stow away if they need to hide.
All right.
And also, maybe take a pass where our death shuttle is located, just to get my eyes on it.
Yeah, I'm not married to getting on that shuttle. You know that, right? Now that we know we don't have to get on the shuttle.
It's very fast.
It's the fastest one.
Hey, but do we need it to be fast?
I don't-
Question. We can maybe wait out the fucking.
I'm just gonna see which. I want to look at the shuttles.
All right. To find a good place to teleport in would be a larceny roll.
Great.
You want to do that
If
together?
you guys
Sure.
want to team up on that,
Yeah.
you can both make the larceny roll.
I'm not quite a Viking, but I'm pretty decent.
Try to get on the diplomatic delegation if you guys think that would be more interesting.
I get with the country.
I think it'll be fun here. I got one.
I have 3.
3 successes. Okay, so +4. So it takes a little bit of working. And actually, I also want you two to give me attunement rolls while you're doing this.
Is that just side?
Yeah, it's psi plus your highest mode dots.
Okay, so
Like
2? Okay. So as you guys are looking for a place, you're actually you're also just as a matter of course, checking up on these biotech systems, and you just basically covering your bases, because this life support system goes everywhere in the ship. It is it's kind of it's almost indistinguishable from a vine that's just kind of is woven around in through the corridors. All this, it's a little bit of nature amongst this very dirty industrial hulk of a ship, and so you're also checking that out. But you also, as part of your larceny, are able to detect another biotech device that is similar. It's not everywhere, but there are little pockets of activity of it, and you actually can. It is a psi detection device.
right.
But you are able to find a place that is out of the way and is in a dead zone from where those psi detectors would cover. So it is kind of like a storage bay, or it's actually very cramped. It has a lot of spare mining equipment and parts, and just but you think pretty sure it's a spot that you can get teleported into, and stay off the side detection.
I'll send you guys a mental image of it, and this is probably the best spot. You want me just to? Do you guys want to come over now, or when it's time, or when we feel like there's some reason, or how we want to do this thing?
Well, I feel like in the amount, I feel like we should probably stay over here until there's an absolute need, because there's probably some information gathering that's going to be easier to get a hold of on this ship than on that one. I'm pretty sure everyone on that ship either knows nothing or there's going to be way more tight-lipped about basically anything that's happening.
I find a place to hide Damian's token.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're able to stash it into a place.
Things get too horrible over there. We can always come get you.
Yeah. Or we can hang out.
Yeah, that works too.
I just see good
musical instruments. This is a great place to practice.
We go death in an hour. So echoey in here.
So what's the plan? Are you guys teleporting over now, or are you guys going to hang out at the crack shop?
I'm trying to think if there's something I need to do while we're here.
Yeah. You want to try to get on the diplomatic?
I wanted to see what that was more of a
as
lark.
far as you guys are concerned, now that you guys are kind of in system, and you guys don't have a lot to do, because you guys are your role is a contingency one, but you are expected to be like just sort of making an appearance at in various ships to kind of like give you some familiarity with if like they actually in these ships there's a lot more biotech, including like these like kind of like glowing pads that are what they do is just sort of like broadcast out a strong sense of psi. So it is intended for teleporters and clairsentients and other scions to be able to get a strong read on it and thus like have some degree of familiarity with it to target on it. So like that's like on your guys' duty roster. So like you are going around to various ships, spending about a half an hour near these pads to familiarize yourself with them. Like that is
okay. So we have work to do.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely need to do we're going to do our work. Like we're not going to skip out on the thing. I don't want to piss anybody off.
Okay.
We're already, not popular.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll take probably, is this a daily thing we're supposed to be doing, or is this more?
No, this is like kind of like within the first day or so.
Okay.
You're expected to have done the rounds.
Gotcha.
And have a decent connection with these like location pads.
Cool. Well, I guess we'll just go about doing that. We'll on relay. It's like, yep, we're gonna go get ourselves familiarized with the terrain, because we're supposed to be able to like be the parachute if things go bad. Yeah, that would be the words. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys doing anything extra? Are you like trying to get in make contact with people? Figure anything out about like the mission that this is on, or anything like that while you guys are doing your rounds?
Yes, actually, I think that during each of those rounds, if there's anybody that's like in charge or anything like that, I think Damian, one of the things he's going to ask them is, do you have any missions on your docket that will potentially necessitate me doing extra? I just want to be prepared, and I want to be able to prioritize my focus in the berries.
The person that you're talking to points you. They say you should probably talk to the you need to talk to the commandant, who's kind of in charge of the Legion aspect of this. They're kind of in charge of the worst case scenario contingencies. So he says, yeah, it's actually probably a good idea that you get in contact with them. So they set up a meeting point, like after, like during a break in your rounds, like while you guys are on the Legion ship, before it disembarks and starts its patrol. So yeah, as you are on the Legion ship, and the Legion ship is there's a different vibe on the Legion ship than anything. It bristles with competence. Everyone on this ship is like frosty, ready to go. The neutral soldiers are on their mission assignments. The people you can detect are scions, are very much kind of getting themselves into combat readiness, and like there's some like people are on the fucking ball on this ship.
Right. Yeah.
Like there are active drills going on. It is very clear that the people on this ship expect shit to go bad at a moment's notice. Whereas the people on the other ship kind of have a more like loosey-goosey optimistic vibe about what's going on.
It's like, oh.
But yeah, you meet with Commandant Mila, Mila Jorgen, who is this very severe-looking young, kind of very sort of a Nordic looking woman, sort of definitely a person after the General Larson's own heart. But she is surprisingly young, like in her mid-20s, and seems to be in charge of this particular aspect. She's in charge of this ship.
So, you powerful scion?
Oh yeah, yes.
Wait, what's your psi rating?
Her psi rating is 5. She is.
Damn.
Do you want to make your roll for the site for that?
Right. I didn't know that. Never mind.
No, you didn't roll.
Oh,
Okay.
no, I failed the roll.
Okay. Yeah. Well, even you can tell a powerful side.
Yeah, she's just very powerful. Like, more powerful than me.
Yeah. But yeah, so she says she sort of is like talking to various subordinates, and is like going over information, and like acknowledges the two of yours presence when she has a moment, and says, "All right, Harris, Golden, freelancers working on emergency contingencies. Yes,
Yes.
good to have you two.
Great to be here.
Right. So, I don't know if you have been briefed on the shit show that we are willingly walking into.
I had heard that it was a lot less peace and love than, well, most people on the other ship seem to think it is.
Well, anytime we go to anything that is related to aberrant colonization or anything that's been touched by the aberrants, we don't fuck around. So I would not listen to them and their optimism. This is going to go shit over tea kettle at any moment.
That's part of why I wanted to get in touch with you, Commandant, so that I can have a better idea of what we're going into.
Well, I will tell you that our mission parameters, this ship will, upon engagement with the enemy, this ship is going to be holding the line. We are going to be engaging with the enemy and making sure that it does not get to the Leviathan. So you actually don't need to worry that much about this ship. We won't be needing any extraction because push comes to shove. We'll hold the line until the Leviathan can get out of here. So focus your attention on the other vessels, the 2 diplomatic frigates that are going to the planet. There's plenty of people, with wide eyes and, here thinking they're going to be smelling the flowers. And God forbid they suffer consequences of their optimism.
Do they have... Sword X-Fell. Anyway, he wouldn't have tried to use military jargon. Do they have a way off the planet if things go sideways? Do they have another pair like us to go down there? If, things go
there
wrong?
is a Nupium member who is going down with the team, who is making planetfall. From what I understand, they are at least being somewhat cautious. They're not committing massive amount of people down to the planet side. They're staying keeping most of the resources and personnel and ships in orbit in case. But there is a team going down to try and make first contact, and they do have a teleporter with them. Generally, when this goes as crazy as we believe it's going to, no doubt you will be receiving orders to exfil, people who need to be not on ships that are blowing up. But like I said, you don't need to worry about this ship.
Inside, well, I love her optimism. Wowzers.
Internally as well, I would rather know.
Oh, well, we know. So, I mean, I just don't like telling people stuff like this. It really upsets them when you find out that things are not just possibly going to go tits up, but are definitely going to go tits up. I don't know. I don't like causing a panic.
Right. Anything else on the crack shot and its attendant vessels? Because those, shortly thereafter, the Legion vessel detaches and sort of starts to make its patrol, and the 2 diplomatic frigates with a lot of Aeon personnel detach and start heading in system to the planet.
I think we'll leave them be for now then. Well, hold on. So we are going to we have we do have plates on those frigates, right?
Yes, you have. You guys are associated with.
You
basically have 2 plates on. Well, you did spend some time familiarizing yourself with the plate on the Legion main ship, and you have familiarized yourself with the 2 diplomatic frigates and maybe 4 other smaller vessels. There's one in the away mission shuttle, essentially, that's going down to the planet. They do have one that they did get you familiar with it, so you could get onto that one if you needed to. And there's just other things like ships that are going to be staying in orbit, like a scientific vessel that's going to be doing surveying of other there's a moon that is going to be investigated as well. So you get a handful of these plates with they're not deep connections, but they're enough. Yeah. Especially when you team up with the Clairsentient, you can probably do something, get what you need done with it. Anything else?
Other than, did you want to schmooze with diplomats for a second before we go? Do you want to find out what their plan is down there?
I will let you do all of that.
Okay.
And I will hang back and keep my mouth shut. I am getting real tired of being out and about in different places.
Do your brooding.
All right.
Your brooding.
Yeah. Okay. So back on the McConnell, horrible, dirty ship. The sound of the engines.
Horrible, dirty man. Horrible.
Omnipresent. Omnipresent. There are places where the grav crystals don't function exactly the way they should.
Come on.
And there are places where because this is going in a hard burn, there's places where gravity suddenly is on the side of the wall, where it should be on the floor.
Look at the rolling office chair. I got an idea.
But you wanted to check out the shuttles.
Yeah, I want to go see what the shuttle situation is.
Okay,
Besides
sure.
our one
So yeah,
shuttle we know about.
you have the manifest from it, so you can track down where it is, and it is so this particular ship has a lot of shuttles and drones. So there's a shuttle bay that has a lot of because it's going to be surveying the asteroid belt. So it is a big hallway filled of airlocks and docks to these smaller shuttles, and you eventually find the one that meets the description of the sort of the escape vessel / recon or whatever. It's actually up on a higher deck, closer to the command deck, because there's
an escape shuttle.
Yeah, the one of maybe 3 first-class citizens on the ship can get on it. So actually you're probably going to need to do a larceny roll to get close to it without getting questioned.
All right. Do that.
Larceny cunning?
Sure. Actually, no. This is going to have to be a social skill.
Oh.
Because you are
Curse you.
You have to seem like there's a reason for you to be here.
Composure?
Sure.
Okay. Fine. 2 lists. 1.
So yeah, that would you like to spend any momentum to add enhancement to that roll?
Do it.
Tana, yes, please.
All right.
Do it.
How many? You have 3 momentum right now. How many would you like to spend? 1? Okay.
I think 1.
All right. So yeah, you are able to seem like you're supposed to be here, although you do kind of get some stink eye from people on this deck. This deck is it's not nice because it's still like a mining ship, but it looks like it's actively cleaned.
I pulled out a clipboard from somewhere. I mean, I do have a clipboard, of course.
And yeah,
And I'm like looking at stuff and pretending to check things off.
and you are able to check out the fast reconnaissance ship, Bobert.
Come on, man.
It's gonna be this.
Okay, I accept it.
Our shuttle is the Bobert.
It is the Bobert.
The Bobert.
Okay.
We call it the Bobo for sure.
Little Bobo. Oh, little Bobo.
I like that. Yep, no, little Bobo.
I don't want to die aboard the little boat.
That's why we're here. 'Cause
Making
we're
sure
not.
we die on the little Bobo.
No wonder it's such a piece of shit.
All right.
Yeah, so you're able to kind of like get, I wouldn't say access to it, but you're able to check it out.
Okay.
If you want to make a technology roll to assess this vessel.
That helped with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. All right. That'd be kind of. You can dictate what my answer
No,
is.
this is definitely gonna have to be intelligence. You're
that's
looking at technical stuff.
That's fine. I'm not the point on this.
Yeah.
I'm back up.
Crap, tonight I got 2.
Too.
Oh.
Okay.
I got 2.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you guys kind of give this ship the once over, and it is the worst shit. It's dog shit. Like it
Cannot express
it
enough.
does have
It's leaking now, and it's in its bed. It's in the hangar.
Yeah.
It's
Like-
like underneath.
like you see places where like armor should be, but it's like either not there or just like paper. Like it's just like it might as well not be there. It does not have like a grav crystal matrix. It has like maybe like it has couches that have grav crystals, so that like you can't just walk around the ship while it's under burn. You have to like strap in to be in this little pocket of like controlled gravity. And like at the levels of acceleration that the ship can reach, it would be hazardous to your health to be outside of controlled gravity. Like a lot of G's would be. So yeah, this is.
Where the hell do we start?
I think it's a total teardown. I don't think there's anything we could do. I think whatever happens somewhere else.
Or you guys can find a better ship to steal.
Or you can bring us to you.
That, or we don't get on this ship when shit hits the fan in whatever form that takes. Also, which
I
of
think
you,
little Bobo's sad with that attitude.
It deserves to be sad. I can't.
Alec, if I
That's fair.
listen, the one thing I do know is that we're going to get hit with a micrometeor shower, which those sorts of things are detectable and findable. So if I
Its sensor package is garbage.
Huh?
Like its sensor package is garbage.
Oh, yeah. So if I get you some coordinates using my powers and we can do some basic math, figure out when abouts that would have happened, we might be able to at least know when shit will hit the fan
All right.
using, physics and shit, last I checked.
So
So how's your math?
Pretty good.
Okay.
it's not that. Okay.
Okay. I mean, so I will say, like, you still like part of what got crystallized from that vision was you have a good idea of what sort of like navigational adjustments you would need to make
When get it right?
to get it right. So if you want to make an Enigmas roll and do a psychonavigation, if that's what that mode is called, I never remember.
Psycholocation.
Psycholocation roll, teamwork mode, to lock that in.
Well, hey, a 1 success.
One success, and your Enigmas roll.
Yeah. And pretty shiny dice. 1 success.
I guess we
Down a little bit.
do need the
Turn frame. That's great.
We do need a little Bobo, because at least in the vision, it did have us pointing where we needed to go. So, well, close enough. Little Bobo it is until we can think of, unless something drastic happens.
Nicholas?
One.
Yeah, you think when the time comes to like plot your course and enter in the navigational data, you're both relatively certain that you can plot the right course that avoids that particular disaster. Fine.
Take us to the stars, little Bobo.
We're going to get you through this, little Bobo.
Don't worry, little
Oh,
Bobo.
maybe it's like one of those things you punch as a kid, it bounces back up.
Well, it'll last longer than your namesake's career.
Yeah, so you check that out. Are you gonna try to fix it up, or what? How are you gonna?
Can we actually get like physically to it to do that? I mean, or
It's
Is this like part one of a multi-phase of...
it's a difficult prospect because you're not maintenance workers here. Like you would have to try and like sneak supplies. Like you have to acquire supplies to do maintenance and get them here without noticing, and like do the work without people noticing it. It's not impossible, but it's complicated, and you're on a ship full of people who hate you.
Could you take a work order?
that's kind of what I was thinking.
Like, could you just get them to do the work for you? They think it's their idea? That's usually how I do everything, so...
Oh, we should find a go-getter.
I don't have one of
Everybody's
those
excited to try and prove themselves here. Young and dumb.
Not a bad idea. You're on top of that.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna try and look for a very this is like somebody's first time out in space, wanting to prove themselves the
Give
boss.
me an empathy roll to try and find someone who might
Really should have put me on that shit.
who might be easy to trick.
All right,
Like Clairsentience us up someone.
empathy, composure,
I probably to be around.
manipulation.
This would probably actually be more cunning.
Oh, thank God. Thank you, bless you. More dice. 1.
Yeah, there's like a young maintenance tech who they seem like they're pretty like kind of like gobsmacked at being out in space. Like they seem pretty green around the gills and just like full of excitement because they're on a space mission.
That's not.
I know. In space. Just like
We're
I
all,
imagine them
we're
just
all-
like kind of looking out.
Yeah,
at
they're looking out
the
the
window, and just like
Are we all drunk
Beautiful.
right now, baby?
Farscape.
yeah, never get sick of that sight.
Well, if you guys want me to, I can come over there and, I don't know, make them do stuff. I could probably trick them into it.
Or feel free to coach me through this. This will be
All
fun.
right, tell you what, why don't we hop over there once our rounds are done, and I will, you point me at them when I get over there, and me and Alex will fix
Oh, yeah.
something. Now, do you think you could fake a work order if I can get you to console?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
All right, now
You
we'll
help
do
me with
that.
you help me with the wording, and I'll get us. I'll try to get.
I'll make a scene.
What happened?
You still make a scene on a ship we're not supposed to be on.
No, it'll be fine. Not that kind of scene.
All
I
right.
can always try bribing him.
Oh, yeah. They're all.
So yeah, you guys will, if you're gonna try and jump onto the ship, you're definitely gonna need to do a link. So please make the psi expenditures for that. It's 1 psi point to enter into the psi link.
Plally.
I
have my one committed.
And so, what is your attunement range?
Oh, 100 kilometers on the, if we're using my baseline attunement, so I'm equivalent of a 6, so 100 kilometers.
Okay.
But I can reach out to, far.
Using your abilities? Like, would you have to make a side roll to make that happen?
I think so.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, go ahead and make that side roll to kind of like to push.
Yeah.
You have the ability to do that, or you need to push your, because I'm pretty sure like that kind of force sensing is like in the 3 range when you see the book.
Oh, for like for just like locational.
Yeah, because you guys are.
I can
like,
douse.
let me just check the rules on that.
It's in my head. The
Also, I thought that we could just, as long as we had the connection all up, like getting to them would. Okay, I'll let you do it.
we'll say in my head the excitable young boy. It's Kenneth from 30 Rock.
Yeah. Oh boy!
The first time.
Don't take him now, Jacob.
I'm not finished with him. Don't you with any of them. Hammer.
Kissing an Abra is like kissing your cousin. A wonderful treat. And
Thank you. I know that all I and that got me very happy.
Okay, all right, yeah. Go ahead and make a dousing roll.
cool.
In which so yeah, you would both also you would have to spend a side point because you're in the room for that.
I burn. This is
Do it.
important. Can I just burn the momentum to make this a
Make a
success?
success. Thanks. Yeah. All right, so that is all your momentum. So yeah, you were able to get a lock on the medallion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you kind of get the sense from Damian. And then you go ahead and make me a transportal roll. Open it up.
I wish I had copied down some
It's going to be your modes in transportal plus your psi. Psi powers are really easy to figure out the dice.
Yeah. And they have usually lower pools because successes on them go a long way.
Yeah, and you are out of momentum.
Yep, that definitely.
All right. Yeah. You take a couple of minutes on them. Yeah, you got that side point as well for their power.
Yep.
So yeah, you guys focus together. You sort of reach out. You sort of merging your abilities, and you open up a size 1 portal, which both of you can go through. Use your desire. Are you both going onto the ship?
I'm no.
You can wait here if you want. I'm just gonna go make trouble and then keep the motor running.
There. As you are like making that connection, there is Lizzie, you've hopped over.
Yes.
I can tell you, but right before you go, like, Cycloak,
What?
they can detect.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, you don't have that? I thought you did, sorry.
What the fuck is a cyclone?
Never mind.
As the portal is still open, and like sort of like as you're kind of like disengaging from it, the two of you get messages on your mini comps to report to the bridge. And it says and like as like you don't get a specific message about it, but like you get like an automated system notification that indicates that like a qualification for hazard pay has been activated.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Over the link, like, I think they saw an aberrant.
Oh, no, aberrant.
Well, that is what they said the hazard pay would be for.
Fuck. Okay.
Keep you posted.
Could you toss Angel of the Lord through for me? God, that's heavy. Oh, I fall.
Yeah.
You said us, buddy.
I sure did.
All right. So are you closing the portal? Or you
How long out of maintaining one can
you
that?
could maintain it if you wanted to. It would just basically mean there would be an active side portal between your quarters and this little hideaway place.
I'm going to keep it open.
Okay.
Because I don't know how fast he's going to need to get back.
Right. Okay. Okay. So are the two of you heading to the bridge?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm on board.
We'll get you.
Yeah, you're on board.
We got called up. We'll come get you in a minute.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Go talk to Kenneth. They'll be fine.
Don't go talk to Ken.
I'm not going to talk to anybody. I'll just hide.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Okay.
hunker
So yeah, you guys head up to the command bridge, and there's kind of a flurry of activity going on here. People are very anxious. You can tell it right off the bat. And you are directed to the captain, who is this grizzled, old, Hispanic-looking man, who like has like a nasty scar going across one of his eyes, and just looks like he could chew steel.
Oh, he could get that fixed. He just likes it.
He just like I don't want no psych touching me. He says, "Oh well, looks like you guys are earning some hazard pay. We got our blip on the abroscope."
How, sorry to hear that, sir. How far, and, what are we looking at?
Well, it's not at our primary location, but it's at a secondary location that we were going to try and check out. We need to confirm that here or there before we finalize any activity. So we're going to be sending it to you out in the Bobert to check it out. And hey, you guys have got power, so mop it up if there's any problems out there.
So
There's the two of us, huh?
Yeah. We're not gonna spend any workers on it.
So the Bobert equipped for this?
It's equipped to get there fast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if y'all want to earn that hazard pay, then go ahead and sign her up. Get her going. It's gonna take a day or two to get out there.
Sure thing.
Thanks, Captain.
Get anything to defend ourselves with? Check out.
Yeah, I suppose if y'all want to check the armory, you kind of like thinks about for a second, like, nah, I can't justify you sending you out there without any guns.
I got all your. We can get all your stuff.
Yeah, basically, as
you
talking, I'm just...
Yeah.
He says, yeah, check the armory. We got some shotguns and the like. You can take a couple.
That's the
All right,
totality
thank you,
for it.
Captain.
Yes, over the lake. Have they bothered informing the Legion vessel about this?
Sir, has the Legion vessel been informed of this?
Yeah, we sent a message to them. They're committed in system. So they definitely wouldn't. Hey, certainly if you find something you can't handle, you should probably get in touch with those fellas.
Do we have a way to do that? That's the essence, Scott.
Yeah. There's communications.
Okay, we have...
We have a woman.
It's shitty on the Bobert.
Right.
You got to grab 2 wires.
And even with like there's radio, and tight beam laser communication, but that is going to have some light speed delay.
Yes.
So yeah, you can definitely get on that. He says get on out there. We got to make sure that our areas are safe before we commit anything. And we've got to start this survey. So come on, earn your pay.
Report back when we know something, sir.
Yeah.
Well,
And you guys have your mini comps. You gain access to the Bobert officially.
excellent. So good news and bad news. Over the lake, though. You heard all that. We're gonna grab some shotguns. I'm
still an FSA boy at heart. Get me a shotgun if there's a free shotgun. I got Angel of the Lord with me just in case.
Damon, you gonna join us?
Y'all know a long range kind of guy, so get me something that goes boom a month.
Do what they got.
Yep.
Do you want us to just hop over and board with you guys, or do you want to wait until y'all are out and then we just jump to you?
That's probably for the best.
Probably wait
Wait.
till we're out.
All right. In that case, I will step back. Having that information now, I will step back.
If you can find anything, I'll reinforce little Bobo.
I don't have time for that.
You don't.
That's
there.
fair. Damn it.
Apparently, it sounds like it's wheels up, kids. So I'll step back through.
This is not my thing.
All right, to the armory.
Keep the token.
To the armory.
Yeah, I grabbed the token.
No.
Oh, they take the token. That's
Yeah.
Yep. So,
Yeah, I'll grab that.
Yeah, so the target.
All right. So can we get some basic armor and stuff?
Yeah. You guys get some basic armor.
Yeah, what do they have in the way of
A couple of shotguns. Yeah, they have. We'll go over it between sessions.
Okay.
You won't need it in the next 15 minutes.
One Piece.
So yeah, you guys get access to the Bobert, and you have some basic navigational data about where it is. Like it's so from the McConnell is like getting into its the place in the where it's going to park itself in the asteroid belt. Like it's on a deceleration burn currently. And where the reading is like kind of along the orbit of the asteroid belt. So it's in the asteroid belt, but it's just a good quarter turn of like the orbital circumference of the asteroid belt. Luckily the Bobert has a Speed 5 Space 5 engine, so it'll take about 3 days to burn your way out there in this rust bucket.
I think we should hurry.
Full throttle. Half throttle.
So yeah, I mean, you guys are able to engage and get out, enter in that specific course that avoids that meteor storm pretty handily.
Yeah, I'll drive.
Yeah,
What I can do.
and it's a burnout. Like you guys, and I mean, it's horrible. You have to be in these like burn couches for most of the trip. Like, if you need to, like,
I don't think it's supposed to make that noise.
yeah, it's not.
Never heard that noise before.
I hate this.
So you guys make your way on. You guys teleport your way onto the shuttle at some point, or what's the plan?
I figure I'll skip the hard burn if I can. You know, why go through a horrifying process if I don't have to?
Well, we need to keep us from hitting the meteors.
That know, that's fair. Okay, so before that obviously takes a minute. So I'm going to send out and look for Miss Shrug, the shrugging Clairsentient, and I'm gonna figure out where she is physically on the ship.
Okay, make a dowsing roll for me. Your ability to do that.
I'm really frazzled apparently. So
Okay, yeah, you're not able to do that.
and so the way the crystals work is you actually have to be close to record something on them.
Okay.
But what I will do, and I just kind of sigh, and I'm like, it's my last one. And oh wait, I can also use dowsing to make people see me, I think. Anyway,
Okay.
I'm going to record a message on it, which is just to say, hey, there are aberrants out here. Keep an eye out. Things are going to go south. Believe me, I know.
Okay.
And
I'm
I'm
doing that on your
on my crystal,
Okay.
and I'm going to leave it in the gym.
Okay, so you're not taking your focal crystal with you.
No, but I'm
Okay.
leaving a warning
All right.
for
ready.
the other.
Yeah, we probably gave you the coordinates, so you can.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know how to get to you.
Yeah. Oh, or delivery for her, but yeah.
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 Okay, that's done.
You think he actually told the Legion it's there?
I mean,
If you
let's
make
wait.
an
Put eyes on him.
empathy roll to see if you believe him, or if he's convincing you.
Which is like if I were there, it's like, how'd he say it?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, y'all can like put your heads together on it.
Okay, that's empathy.
I mean, I don't think it's intelligence because I'm
I would say probably since it's after the fact, it would be ends.
excellent. I got 3 then.
That's all the dice I roll. Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, I got 2 dice.
Nice.
That's successful, so.
Yeah, he didn't seem to be bullshitting you.
Well, that's good.
Like
He just didn't care.
he just didn't care. He's like, yeah, that's their problem. We're not going to go anywhere near them. And that, you know, if Scion wants to be the defenders of humanity, then they can fucking wow. They can go do that. Fucking wow.
He doesn't think we're part of humanity. We know that.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so so you guys are burning your way to the site. Do you guys join
We'll jump.
in transit? Okay. Yeah, so basically like you burn away, you have to stop
Yes.
in order to do this because otherwise they will be
Yeah.
porting into extreme gravity
stop.
acceleration.
But it's like, oh gosh, it looks like it's overheating.
Yeah. And yeah. Like there is periodic communications from the colonel of just like checking in with you guys. But it's very perfunctory. Like they don't give a shit.
No,
Or like you dead yet kind of thing.
not yet, sir.
I'll let you know when we're dead, sir.
But yeah, so you guys find you guys get your first real glimpse of the Bobert, and oh boy, is it awful.
Oh, what a slag.
What the actual book?
How is this thing?
I shouldn't be surprised about what the actual book.
Surprised we're not sucking vacuum. You're right.
Yep.
Why?
You're in space, the night is young. There's no sun.
And we're gonna meet an aberrant.
And you see, you're able to sort of check the navigational data, and you just see the sort of like glowing point of general location of where it is, and kind of subconsciously, when you gain access to it, you add a notation to it. It says ASIYAH.
Found it.
Fortuitous.
You recall the vision, and
That was what it was.
that's what it was.
I had to make it all. We're on track.
Okay.
Everything fits back together now, and we're not going to die. So
Oh, good.
not from the micrometeors.
Okay.
Okay.
Might still die from baby aberrant.
Haven't seen that far, so
Okay.
I'm just as uninformed as you are at this point.
Let's keep our minds open.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you guys get strapped into these like crystal couches, and light the torch again and start making your way. Every now and then, as you're burning, you kind of get updates from both McConnell, and like there's sort of a broad spectrum channel for the Leviathan as a whole. Like about just sort of very general information about the mission as a whole. Planned approach for the planet. Some sort of like general observational data. Like clairsentience. Like you get one of interest is like confirmed human presence on the planet. Like a clairsentient has detected humans on the planet. There is a broadcast that you hear from a voice that you immediately associate with Winky Shruggy Girl. And like it sounds like she just like got on the radio at a random point, and she says, "Here they diverged." And like there's like kind of like silence on the radio, like okay, let's see, please stay off this channel.
Okay. That's it, babe. You know, weird clairsentient thing.
I was like, what do you think that means?
Oh, I don't know yet. We'll see.
Yeah. So you guys are
Is this when we're supposed to die?
burning ass. You eventually get to the midway point of the journey where you have to do the flip and burn and start the deceleration burn towards the target. This is so much nicer with a functional crystal system.
Yeah, not loving this.
You don't actually need the goggles, but in that case,
No.
The worst.
And you find yourselves within about an hour of approaching the coordinates. Is there anything anyone's doing to prepare?
I am going to reach as far as my little clairsentient brain can reach out for and look for corruption zones.
Okay.
Might I suggest we all link up so we can make use of our our combined ability.
I guess if we're an hour,
Yeah.
we'll be able to use all of ours. We'll get our psi back by the time
Yeah,
we can.
you are.
So I am going to.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
you guys
going-
can do a psychic link. That's fine.
Yeah, we'll link up. And I'm going to just do it. Yeah, just extend out and like look for zones of corruption.
Okay. So yeah, you would need to be using dowsing for this to extend it. So go ahead and make that roll.
Who's actually tangoed with an adverb before?
No.
Right. I'm trying to think if there's any. Yeah, and actually, because you're connected to Damian, your area of effect increases, and you only got one hit. You have one momentum if you'd like to add enhancement.
please.
To that.
Yes.
Yes, please.
That should be.
Knowing that there's corruption zones would be very useful.
You detect two things. One is a very low but steady. It's difficult to like call it like capital C corruption, but it is kind of that like that twinge in your muscle.
Some bits are some electrons aren't spinning right over
the
there.
electrons aren't spinning right over there, but it's not like it's not intense, like it's not nauseating or anything. But it is the reason you're able to detect it is that it is a steady pulse. But you do detect flashes of active burning corruption that are not so much corruption zones, but few flashes of like active power flares.
And this is all just on the surface of the place we're going.
That's where you're looking.
It's a hot. Okay, so well, obviously everyone gets back.
And
Like
your physical senses of like, even though dowsing does allow you to extend your senses,
yeah,
static. Like the actual like physical, you're sensing this more in your like psionic like interaction of corruption and psi. You're sensing these things, but like you're not able to get a good visual look on it.
right. That is the way. Okay, I'll just start putting Angel of the Lord together.
Actually, all of you, please roll me attunement, which is your psi plus highest mode.
Ah,
Oh, nice.
that's red mine.
Four. Okay. The people who got 4, you detect like a lurching in your stomach of a massive active flare of quantum of quantum fire. Like it's like it is only you know that it is because you're connected to Asher that like you're having this collective sense like this is a big flare of quantum power that like it is momentary but very intense, and like you even like see sort of like just this like wave of particles move past you that disrupt the psi around you and move out past the ship. And then everything kind of goes quiet. Those active pulses that you're detecting stop. And there's only that low hum.
And we turn around.
Refusing to call, done it.
Well,
All right.
well, guys, seems like it's gonna be a real shit show down there.
Maybe.
You guys don't have to come down there, but I do have to go because I can't not know what it is anymore. I'll lose my mind.
Where one goes, we all go.
I appreciate your solidarity.
Spoken well aboard the ship.
I mean,
You know, if you you can send hate mail to Otha. He's the one who attached us.
so you guys make your way, your final deceleration burn.
Yep.
And you the biggest thing that you see is a fairly large asteroid. And like as you kind of like start to maneuver to kind of enter into not so much an orbit because it's more of an active like orbit because it doesn't have enough gravity to really do that. As you're sort of like cresting around, you all see what you've been seeing all along. It's not necessarily a place, but it's more like an object, massive, probably on the same scale, although the dimensions and the constructions as the Leviathan itself, the scale size 6 thing, and it is that jumble, 9 thin, iridescent-looking Mobius strips arranged around it like a sphere. In between those strips, you can see the shape of it's like a three connected Klein bottles. So those like bottles that flow into themselves, kind of in a triune signal. And at the center, something that you can only look at for a moment before your perceptions go wonky and you're almost forced to look away. You see the 3-dimensional shadow of the 4-dimensional tesseract. And it's just sort of floating alone in space. And you all can tell that there is some sort of quantum emanation coming off of it. But it's like a sigh of relief for you because there it is. You're here.
He does sigh and just sit down and put his head down on a panel for a second.
Is that an angel?
Oh, I think quite the opposite. Oh, if there were such a thing.
Amy will actually reach out, kind of.
Oh, thank God that's over.
And as you are kind of assessing it and like re-maneuvering to kind of orient yourself, your sensors, shitty as they are, detect a small change on one of the sides of like the Klein bottle.
Oh shit! The pattern's blue. I'm sorry.
On one of like the like larger areas of the internal Klein bottle, kind of a ring of lights show up, and you are able to identify what is clearly a docking port.
I think we gotta.
I guess we're invited.
Sure.
And that's where we're going to end this episode of Trinity Continuum.
Diplomatic relations, perhaps, with an aberrant.
No,
Well, we can talk our way out of it.
I can talk our way into something.
Oh.
Wow. See you next week. Make sure to check the show notes to check out any of the plugs and doings of our cast. And we'll find out what's on this strange thing, the ASIYAH, next time.
Bye, everyone. See you up there.